Britannia, that's Great Britain. Veliko meaning big or large or great in Serbo-Croatian. The athletes massing now behind the standard bearers and behind the flag of their nation. SAD are the initials for USA, for the United States of America in Serbo-Croatian. Flanked by Senegal and Spain this time, according to the way it goes in this language. Соединенные Američka Državlja. I think that's close for USA. Scotty Hamilton and Tamara McKinney, who finished fourth, so close to winning that bronze medal, but she was still smiling. The ceremonies have begun. Now we'll hear the anthem of the country where the Olympic Games began in antiquity, Greece. Anthem written way back in 1823 during a battle, much like our Star-Spangled Banner, and the Greeks were battling the Turks.
Se oprašta od igara sa željama da se uspješno nastave svijetle i plemenite tradicije olimpijskog pokreta.
Next should be Hayes Slovenian, the Yugoslavian anthem. They've done a wonderful job, all right. They have reason to applaud themselves and to be proud here in Yugoslavia. Rosalind Sumner participating in the ceremony. And Kitty Carruthers is sitting there behind them. Now we're going to have the Canadian anthem, of course, looking forward to Calgary. Oh, Canada. ABC Sports will be there in 1988 when the Winter Olympics come to Calgary, Canada. Let's look forward to those games with Jack Whitaker. The Winter Games leave Sarajevo to appear next in 1988 in Calgary, a town in the Canadian province of Alberta named for a bay in Scotland.
Calgary is the most American of Canadian cities. It's situated 375 miles north of Billings, Montana, and it is a boom and bust town feeding off grain and cattle with dark crude oil running through its veins. Cattlemen first came here in the 1880s, many of them from Montana, and the first settlement was a tented city. The Indians, of course, were always here, and the soil was rich and large ranches were established. Then, in 1883, the Canadian Pacific Railroad came through and Calgary began to grow. In 1914, oil was discovered and the boom was on. Calgary is now a city of 50,000 hardy souls. Today, it is a modern, shiny city of 620,000 people recovering from its latest bust, the collapse of an oil boom in 1982. But Calgary is used to these ups and down cycles, and optimism is high. It is a very western town, and the community is bound together by the Calgary Stampede, held every year in July. Indeed, it is in Stampede Park that many of the Olympic events will be held. This is the Saddle Dome, which will house figure skating, ice hockey, and the closing ceremonies. And just across the way is the grandstand in Stampede Park, where the medal presentations will be made. This is McMahon Stadium, where the opening ceremonies will be held. And just north of the stadium, at the top of the picture, the Olympic Village will be built at the University of Calgary, and also an indoor speed skating rink, the first in Olympic history. A few minutes west of Calgary is the Canadian Olympic Park, formerly a commercially run ski resort. On one side of this ski slope will be the 70-meter and 90-meter ski jumps. And on the other side, a combination bobsled and luge track. The ski slope will remain as it is, a sentimental gesture to all Calgarians who learn to ski here. The rest of the venues are outside of Calgary, westward across the rolling prairies that rise up to meet the massive Rockies. 50 minutes from Center City is the site of the Nordic sports. At the Canmore Nordic Center, the biathletes and the cross-country skiers will compete on these slopes, which will be in the winter of 1988 covered with snow. And finally, on Mount Allen, the alpine skiers will, for the first time in Olympic history, ski on one of the great mountain ranges of the world. This is the Kananaskis Range, south of Banff National Park, and like the Nordic venue, is land owned by the Alberta provincial government. No national park areas are being used. These mountains, massive, majestic, and awesome, will provide a dramatic setting for the 15th Winter Olympic Games in 1988, and Calgary will again be a boomtown.
Spectators, members of the media, you have all contributed to these games, and you made me proud of their wonderful success.
Addressing the crowd, Juan Antonio Samaranch of Spain, the president of the International Olympic Committee.
As this great festival of sport and peace comes to the end, and we must say goodbye to Sarajevo, I am convinced that these games will remain forever in our hearts and memories. It is now my duty, as President of the International Olympic Committee, to declare the 14th Olympic Winter Games closed.
Now we approach the moment for the extinction of the Olympic flame, not to be seen again till Los Angeles. Here's the outdoor flame. out by 10 Yugoslav National Army cadets. Flame now out, not to be rekindled until March 25th in Olympia, Greece, in preparation for the games of the 23rd Olympiad in Los Angeles. Is carried out, which will be a delightful part of the closing ceremony, feeding children of Yugoslavia. Odie and Heidi, who are going to be the mascots of the Calgary Winter Games. They're polar bears. Baby wolves and polar bears might get along. I don't know. In this case, I suspect. Witzko, he got the job done. There's Heidi. Heidi is spelled H-I-D-Y, by the way, not H-E-I-D-I. First time in modern Olympics history that two mascots have been used for an Olympics. I see, Heidi's behind her, waving the other way. Then we can see it. They chose polar bears because, obviously, the concept of polar bears is indigenous to Canada. And polar bears, by the way, don't, of course, hibernate during the winter. They like it. Scotty Hamilton, give it to us. It's having a good time. I didn't know Vuchko danced so well. The mascot soon will meet. That's the idea of this whole deal. When it comes down. The mascot was chosen by a committee up there. One member of the committee, the reasons I don't know, was Willie DeWitt, a strong contender for the heavyweight boxing gold medal in Los Angeles. Calgary zookeeper, logically enough, was also a member of the committee. Bill Mayer, Billy Coretti, Rio de Silva, Proud Papa. That thing seemed to happen at the Olympics. The gold medal and a brand new baby in one day. Another song coming up. Now that the mascots have descended, it will be a logical conclusion to this closing ceremony. It's a song called It Was Wonderful in Sarajevo. See you in Calgary.
Heidi et Howdy, les mascottes des 15e Jeux Olympiques d'hiver Calgary sont arrivés à Sarajevo en tant qu'invités des 14e Jeux Olympiques d'hiver. Saluons nos
Having a little dance himself. All the athletes of the world mixing here, by the way. They're not come out separately as they do in the opening ceremony. This is to symbolize the unity, and they don't seem to be having any trouble doing so. Athletes from the different countries dancing with each other. Placards. The flag bearers have moved to the northern and southern end of the arena. Outside, fireworks are beginning. Just about to. That's where we missed the after this skin going up. There we go. Yep. Well, I'll tell you, we can feel the moment here. We really can. I hope you can at home. It's been such a wonderful time. An Olympics not without its problems. The blizzard that swept through here, the blizzard of '84, so many postponements. But all the way through, there was a feeling in the spirit. And the climax today, Americans couldn't have asked for anything more.
Very nice. Yep, all right there.
Fireworks over Sarajevo. Balkan sky. cold so dead that he doesn't like fireworks? I got it. Now the mingling continuing. All the athletes, flags and placards. And music from the various continents being played as they go out. Now let's see, that's Steve there. Must be because Phil was carrying the flag. Steve, who finished second, got the silver medal today. And Peter Carruthers dances off.
Greg, you're off. I'm on fireworks. Make the fireworks slowly.
And the fireworks continue.
Fireworks, you're on. You'll make the fireworks.
No one would have dreamed a dozen years ago, I suspect least of all the people of this city, that Sarajevo would host the Winter Olympics. They've done a marvelous job. Mr. Sunrise said at the press conference yesterday that he thought it was the best Winter Olympic Games ever. Oh, Susanna, as Katarina Witt dances. The women's gold medalist in figure skating. What a pretty girl. She wanted Scotty's autograph. There's Ruchko, and I guess that's Heidi. Yeah, that's the dress on. Let's see. And the children of Yugoslavia getting acquainted with the Calgary next tag. I think the athletes have entered into the spirit of this closing ceremony more than I've seen at any Winter Olympics closing. The summer closing is always spectacular. The winter sometimes has lacked something. I don't think that's true tonight. Moscow Night. Well, that's been a hit song in Soviet Union, I think, since we did the first U.S.-Russian Flags Meet of Ours in 1961. These brothers, I know who offenders, but it's an athlete from another country. I think hope for somebody else to dance. Well, there's hope of East Germany, the bobsled winner. Didn't the United States do themselves proud with a fifth-place finish in the four-man bob? Speaks well for 4 years from now with that new sled. Scotty Hamilton and Rosalind Summers, two American champions. Gold medalists and silver medalists doing a slow dance. The people of Sarajevo waiting so long. It's almost time to say so long to Sarajevo. If we learn something here, maybe it's not to prejudge places or people or events, not to decide in advance that a poor city in a poor country can't possibly put on a first-class Olympics, because they've done that here. And in the process, they've shown us just how warm and friendly, how cooperative and generous the Yugoslavian people are. Not to prejudge people and events. The magazine covers told us that the American heroes of the games would be named Mayer and McKinney and the members of the young hockey team. Well, in the end, the Mayers did it, the others didn't. But the expert, you see, had no way of knowing what was stirring inside Debbie Armstrong, the all-round high school athlete from Seattle, who would beat her more famous teammates and the rest of the world in giant slalom. And only the most knowledgeable skiing fan had even heard of Bill Johnson before last month, when he beat the Austrians in a World Cup race and they ridiculed him. But the one-time juvenile delinquent won America's first male skiing gold medal ever, and the judge who sentenced him to ski camp instead of jail for stealing a car was vindicated. Even Scotty Hamilton was born an underdog, you know. Almost didn't make it to his 8th birthday, but now he's grown so strong in mind and body that he could skate off the ice after winning a gold medal and say to his coach, "I'm sorry." Sorry, because he felt he owed his coach and the people watching his greatest performance, and he knew he hadn't given it. It's the unpredictability of human character that gives the games their flavor, their excitement, and their meaning. It's time to say so long to Sarajevo, so now we'll all go home and get haircuts and eat hamburgers and get stuck in traffic and get reacquainted with the people we've missed so much while we've been here. But as the children sang, it was wonderful in Sarajevo. See you in Calgary. But before that, we'll see you in Los Angeles. And something now that's become a tradition for us at ABC Sports every 4 years. The 14th Winter Olympic Games of Sarajevo, Yugoslavia, set to Beethoven's Ode to Joy. These are the people who did the job. Since the first event took place, Drew Norwich has been at the helm in the control room, making the decisions and guiding me through the forest of events. Chef 40 started an entire unit that made all the specialties of Chuck Howard up to the ski racing and Dennis Lewin at the figure skating. Roger Goodman is our studio director and gave our production its overall look. Jeff Louis, right behind me, doing an excellent job at everybody here at the producers, and all the venues, all the events, all the pieces we saw. These are the men and women who did them. And the directors. water holding things together. And so often, that old rejoicing. Dan's squirrel kept us honest on time, very honest. Bryce Wiseman heard up all the up-close and personages, among other things. Looking at the names of a group of very tired but satisfied people. Now the core of the PAs, as we call them, the young people on their way up in this business. Our research staff took a lot of them. I'm glad they did. I fly, as always, many Olympics. Kurt Dowdy made sure you saw it right at home. Our colleagues of ABC News were here. The editors. Marvin Bader, that man's life is the Olympics. He's done it again. It's been great. Mike Cliffy has been here almost longer than anybody. He'll tie all the ends together before he goes home next month. Tom Horan was in charge of minding me in the studio. Willie Barnathan and his men put this all together, an engineering marvel. Bill Evans, J.D., Jock. We miss Bill Stone. Pete Jonker, assisted by Alan Needleman, tied all the ends together and even got me a comfortable bed. Directors, and then to push the button and make the pictures appear in your home. Not that simple, but that's part of it. And those who made the sound crystal clear. Ed Mellish with me in the studio. Thanks, Ed. Helped a lot. Person you're seeing had a specific responsibility here, and an important one. A very special thanks to Yugoslav radio and television. They were wonderful. are done. This is Jim McKay saying so long from Sarajevo.